Hey everyone, Ryan from Ebike Escape, and in this video, I'm going to share with you some accessories that you might want to consider for your Ride1Up 700 series, or accessories that you might want to consider if you're planning to commute on your electric bike. Before we get started with the video, if you are looking to purchase a Ride1Up 700 series or any other model offered by Ride1Up, please consider using the link in the description before you make your purchase, as it helps support Ebike Escape and makes videos like this one possible. I will also include links in the description to our full electric bike accessories list, our top e-bike brands page, and finally, our electric bike discounts code page, where I track all the deals on electric bike brands that we follow. And of course, there will also be a link to a list of all the accessories that we're going to talk about here. With that, let's get into the accessories that you might want to consider for your 700 series. Now, some of these accessories are new, and some of them, if you follow my videos, you might find that they are familiar. Sometimes I move some accessories around on different bikes to feature them. And what I wanted to do with the 700 series is, because really this bike is set up as a commuter. Of course, you can use it for a variety of use cases, but the bike really lends itself to being a really great commuter. Of course, you have full metal fenders, the rear rack, integrated front and rear lights. And the other thing, this is a class 3 electric bike up to 28 miles per hour. So be sure to check out our full review. If you aren't already familiar with the 700 series, you can see this is the step through model. Let's start out with this helmet. This is one of the more recent helmets that I've received. This is the Bern Hudson, and it's actually the safest helmet we own. Not only is it MIPS rated, but it also has the NTA 8776 rating, which is a rating specifically for helmets for people who ride electric bikes. It does have a nice brim on it, comes in different colorways. Super comfortable helmet, and it does have a rear light that can be removed and recharged. It has multiple modes as well. So like that for the increased safety factor. And since we are here in winter in Wisconsin, Bern also sells a helmet liner, so that comes in handy if perhaps you're commuting in cold weather. Let's move on to some other accessories in the cockpit here. Now, this is the first time I'm checking out these wing lights. And what these are both running lights. You can see we have a red and a white light. But actually, if you push the end of the light, it actually also is a turn signal, so you can notify other motorists which way you're going to turn. That's kind of fun. So definitely an accessory that you might want to consider for increased visibility. And the lights are also easily removable and rechargeable, so be sure to check out Winglights if you're interested. And since I opted for these bar end mounted wing lights, I did go with the Hafny handlebar mounted mirrors. Now, user preference if you want handlebar mounted versus bar end. I really like the look of the handlebar mounted. You can see we have them on both sides. And the 700 series does lend itself to having the left handlebar located pretty far to the left. Of course, you also have the thumb throttle here. And on the right side, I decided to move the shifter out of the way and put the handlebar mirror in between the brakes and the shifter. And I still have plenty of room here. I have to move my hand a little bit more towards the left to hit the shifters, but still no problem. Hafny, of course, sells so many styles of mirrors. Here's actually my favorite bar end mirror. This is the E13. I will also put a link to this in the list of all the accessories. You can imagine that you could have a bar end mirror here if you'd prefer. And I really like this one just because it is so large. But if you wanted something a little bit more minimalistic, they also sell this mirror here, and that is another bar end mirror that takes up a little less room on your handlebars. Okay, next let's talk about lights. So I decided to feature a couple lights here because if you are commuting, especially in the evening when it gets dark super early, I highly recommend additional handlebar mounted lights in addition to the integrated lights. This is actually a pretty nice integrated light here on the 700 series, this bushel light. But for increased visibility, we have the Vont light here. This is a more affordable option. It actually is a pretty good light for the price. It does have a flashing mode as well. But I think my favorite light is this Planet Bike Blaze 600 SLX. And I think they also sell an 800 now. But one of the cool things about this is it has multiple modes. and it goes super bright. And one of the great things is during the daylight, if you're commuting, I really like the flashing modes. There's also some side visibility on this light. It's pretty affordable, I believe around $55. So be sure to check out this light. Highly recommend it. Next, we'll talk about my favorite cell phone holder. If you watch this channel, you've seen it in almost every single review video that I do. This is the Nite Ize Wraptor. One of the things that I like about this is it's super easy to install. It's just simply a rubber strap, and the rubber goes around the four corners of your screen. Sometimes with the clamping style cell phone mounts, it will push the buttons. So while this looks super simple, I've never had any issues with it. Super sturdy, highly recommend, around $15. And of course, I already showed you that Hafny mirror on the right side, and we have the right wing light here as well. Next, let's talk about another product from Hafny. I think these pedals just look fantastic. They sell a variety of colors, and these are the Hafny HF 1400 CNC machine. They're super high quality. They give you a little bit of increased grip, but they also are a larger platform, and of course, they can add to the aesthetics of your bike. So one of the fun ways to customize your electric bike. Next, I wanted to talk about a lock. Now, I have experience with a lot of the different Kryptonite locks, a lot of different brands, but one of the locks that I've been using a lot recently is this Kryptonite combo lock. And of course, you don't need a key for it, so it makes it so much easier. It's one less thing to remember. So this is something that both my wife and I have been appreciating. One thing to note on this lock, now it is a chain lock, so it does have some increased security, but it does have a lower security rating. I believe it's a 6 out of 10. So something to keep in mind depending on where you live. And of course, it is a heavy chain lock. But one of the nice things is it is a large chain. So depending on where you're locking your electric bike up, it actually makes it a lot easier compared to perhaps some of the folding locks. That's just going to depend on your location. It does come in this sleeve, protects your frame as well. Next, we'll talk about the WSDCAM alarm. I did a separate video on this, so you can check that out if you're interested. But this is what I recommend for increased security on your electric bike. There's some tabs here. You can zip tie this or hide it, perhaps under your seat on your electric bike. But it is a motion alarm. It is super loud. I'll actually go ahead and hit the button here just so you can get an idea of how loud it really is. It does come with a key fob, so you can put that on your keys for your electric bike. Now, I did go ahead and arm it, so as soon as I move this around, it's going to alarm. Like I said, very loud. If you're looking for an additional way to protect your electric bike, highly recommend this. Super affordable. They're also sold in 2-packs. Next, we have an interesting one. So this is a smart outlet from TP-Link, and I was setting this up recently and notice that you can set a timer for when this shuts off. Now, what this is going to come in handy for is if you're charging the battery on your electric bike, you don't want to leave the battery plugged in after it is fully charged. So with this, you could set a timer, say your battery is about half full, 14 amp hour battery, 2 amp charger. You can set a timer for perhaps 6 hours and just let it charge, and you don't have to worry about it. Of course, you do not want to leave batteries unattended because there's obviously a potential risk factor there. But this is something that I think I'll be using in the future to charge some of the batteries up, because I am notorious for leaving them plugged in and forgetting to unplug them once the battery is full. Next, we have this really cool Pannier bag from a company called Two Wheel Gear. Now, they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review this bag, and I thought it was a perfect match, especially as we're talking about commuter accessories here in this video. Now, this is their larger bag. I'll put on the screen the specs of this bag, but it is their larger one. And what I really like about this Pannier bag is not only is it super easy to remove, you simply push this tab in and lift up, and then the opposite for installing it. So super easy to install. So what's really cool about this Two Wheel Gear bag is that it can easily be transformed into a backpack. You can see the straps were tucked in to the pocket there. Get your straps pulled out, zip it up, and attach the straps on the bottom here. And now the bag is a backpack. So very nice for a commuter. You can simply remove the bag from the bike, put it on your back, and take it into the office or wherever you're going. And there is ample storage in here. There is a laptop pocket. So be sure to check out this bag if you're looking for something that's pretty versatile and something that's also very unique. All right, and lastly, this wouldn't be a full video talking about commuter accessories if we didn't talk about riding gear. So recently I got in touch with a company called Showers Pass, and I am fully outfitted in some of their gear. They sell really great waterproof gear. I have the high vis jacket on here. This is the Refuge jacket. Super high quality. I've been riding this in winter, been layering up underneath it. And then it's really nice to have a nice outer shell for both wind and water resistance. So super high quality jacket. They also sell gloves, waterproof socks, and I also have a pair of their pants on. You can see that there's reflective material all along the pants, and you can make them tighter so there's no issues with the chain. And of course, these pants are waterproof as well. They do offer some ventilation in case you need it. So I feel like for the dedicated commuter, some gear like this, such as this from Showers Pass, is definitely a must. Arrive to wherever you're going completely dry. Makes a world of difference. Makes you much more comfortable when you're on the bike as well. So I've certainly been enjoying it. Lastly, we'll talk about these Shimano GR5 shoes. So these are shoes that are really meant for cycling. They have some increased grip on the bottom, and they are a more casual shoe. So perhaps you can ride with them as well as walk around after you are done riding your electric bike. So that concludes all of the accessories that you might want to consider on your 700 series. If you own a commuter style electric bike and you have other recommendations that I may have missed during this video, let me know in the comments section below, or if you have any thoughts on any of the items that I talked about, feel free to let me know in the description below. And if you are looking to purchase a Ride1Up electric bike, again, link in the description. Really appreciate your support. And of course, check out the post. All of the accessories will be on that list. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.